Welcome back to the recruiting corner. Preston Jackson, former Notre Dame corner. Today it's all about the quarterbacks, but not nationwide, not statewide. We're going Polk County. Yeah, Polk County. Per capita, they produce some of the best athletes around. Matter of fact, Derwin James is about to be a first-round draft pick. He's from Polk County. We all know about those twins from Lakeland. They're from Polk County. A whole list of cats. Ray Lewis, he's from Polk County. We're talking about the quarterbacks. And I got two that I think sit at the top of the list for premier guys at that position in that county. But let's see who possibly is a top four. One we definitely have to consider is Lake Gibson quarterback Travis Williams. Came on late in the season. 6'2", 6'3" kid. He's got a good arm. I like him a lot. We're going to see a lot of Williams this year. He's going to light it up for Lake Gibson. If you know anything about Lake Gibson, they are going to throw the ball all over the yard. Dynamic offense. Expect Travis Williams to be one of those guys that's mentioned a lot as far as Polk County top quarterbacks. Victory Christian Academy's got one of their own. This kid can really sling it. Jeremiah Bird, he's another big kid, 6'2", 6'3". He's a lot heavier, sitting around 220 pounds. He's got a bullet for an arm, a rocket. He's only going to get better. Victory Christian always playing. They're always in the spread offense. Plenty of receivers are going to have opportunities to touch the football. This kid right here, Bird's the last name, at Victory Christian, he's going to have a chance to be one of the top prospects in his class. But when it comes down to it, I think we've got two characters that are the top of the class in Polk County and even the top of the class in the area and have a really good chance of being statewide prospects. That's Shael Garnett at Lake Wells High School, and that's Eric Williams at Winter Haven High School. Those two guys right now sit at the top of the pyramid when it comes to top quarterbacks in the area. And we're not even talking about numbers, because when we're talking about prospects, numbers do not go into that account. Kids can put up a lot of numbers. However, they may not have the measurables to be top prospects. They could be too small, they could be too slow, they could not have the arm strength, but yet they could be really good high school quarterbacks because they produce a lot of good numbers. And that's not taking anything away from those kids, but the difference is when it comes to prospects, measurables matter. Athleticism matter. Quarterbacks, arm talent, and high football IQ matter. These two guys are really, really good in their class of 2020 each. Garnett goes 6'2", 190 pounds, 195-ish. Threw for 1,500 yards last year and 16 TDs. Completed 64% of his passes. 24 of 30 versus St. Cloud. Didn't miss on much, just 6 balls. Now we go to Eric Williams, whole different story. He really came on late in the season. The second 5 games of the year, he threw for 828 yards. That was only second half and 9 TDs. He's a lefty. All right, both these kids sit around 6'2", 6'3"-ish, 180, 185 pounds. Really, really good prospects. Let's go to the film. That's a nice ball on a really hard 16 back to 14 comeback route on the sideline. Look how he squeezed that in between the zone. Matter of fact, it looks like it could be. No, that's Ridge. I thought it was Winter Haven. Sitting in the pocket, knows he's about to get hit in the mouth. Stands there, completes the ball on a really long throw from the opposite hash. That's a big time throw. On the left hash, he's going to toss this one all the way out to the opposite sideline. A lot of spread formation over there at Lake Wells High School. They produce some big-time athletes, one of the most successful programs over in Polk County. You can see right here that the young man has a good feel for the game. Good footwork, 3-step drop. Stands there again in the pocket, gets hit right in the mouth, throws the ball on the money. Here he is out the pocket. Let's see if he sets his feet. He throws this one on the run, on a rope. 45-yard completion. I like his timing. Gets the ball out his hands pretty quick. Whether he is in this RPO or if it's just play action, regardless, his ball handling skills are really good for this shotgun look that they're having. We've seen him throw a variety of routes. This film is put together really, really well. Shows his arm strength, shows his touch, shows his mobility, shows his ball handling. Now we see some running skills. Good athlete. Remember, this kid right here, Garnett, is going at 6'2", 195 pounds. Looks to be a really decent athlete. Like what you're seeing on film. Nice ball on the run. Remember, quarterbacks, the pocket's not always clean. Every ball is not, you're not going to be able to sit your feet. Every ball, you're not even going to be able to grab the laces. So seeing you throw the ball under different types of pressure, whether you can get into it, whether you got a rocking socket, whether you got to rip it, you want to be able to see that on film. This film shows us a lot by this young man in such a short period of time. Remember, he threw 1,500 yards last year. In reality, that's not a lot, but he took care of the ball and threw a lot of TDs. And remember, he's just class of 2020. He's got 2 more years left. Nice ball. A lot of different route combinations here by Lake Wells, which allows the quarterback to throw different routes. This film really highlights his ability to read defenses, shows different touch balls. Look at this corner pocket pass. That's big time. He doesn't have a huge windup. The ball gets out of his hands pretty clean, pretty quickly. He's got a good setup. He's got a nice spiral on that football. I say he's got decent arm strength. The longest ball we've probably seen here is probably about 45, 50 yards. But everything is on the money in stride. He's throwing receivers open. Let's go to Eric Williams over at Winter Haven. 6'3", 185 pounds. He's a lefty. I think Eric Williams' footwork is his best asset. I think his footwork starts everything out for him. His footwork gives him great balance. His footwork allows him to have a really good posture in the pocket. He has a slightly larger windup than Garnett has. But the ball still is released really quick, and that baby is on a rope. Look at that coverage and look at that ball that he throws. From the 50, puts it on the 2. And the receiver's still in stride. This throws this one off his back foot. Leads his receiver, Marlowe. Great touch pass there. I love the bounce in his steps. He has really live feet. He's on his toes the whole time. When he gets ready to set his feet and throw the ball, it's coming off his back foot, transferring his weight forward. I love what you see here. Let's see what it kind of... Oh, on the run. Remember, he's a lefty. He's a lefty, so he's throwing to his strong side. Mishandled snap right here. Picks it up, and no, he's not going to run or go down. Poise. Stays alive. Poise. This may be the play where he rolls out. Yes. Watch this one. Watch us flip his hips around. Watch him flip his hips around. Square up to the line of scrimmage and put this one on in stride. That's a pretty ball, and that's hard for a lefty. Some more film on the move. He's got great touch. Really love his footwork. Really live arm. I think he has above average arm talent. I think his lower body and his balance gives him better arm strength than he possibly has right now. Oh my Lord. Come back. Than he possibly has right now. Oh my Lord. Come back. On the run now. I take back my arm strength comment. Kid's got outstanding arm strength, and that was on the run. Little screen pass here, little dump off. Running back, got to help him out. Pick your feet up. This is against Lakeland, one of the best defense in Polk County, and he has a really good game against Lakeland. Big game, and their district opponents. Look at the pump. He's going to put this one on the sideline. The back shoulder throw. All right. Let's try and slice this one up. Well, we determined who the top 2 QBs are, in my humble opinion. Somebody else will definitely say something differently, and there are a good number of people or players you could argue for or against. But if you're going to argue against these 2 kids, at the very least, you're going to have to show me a highlight film of every other quarterback in Polk County with better film than what I just showed you, and the reasons I gave you why I like them more than others currently. So now let's do the hard part. Which of the 2 is the better prospect as a sophomore? Here's what they both do very well, almost mirroring of each other. Ball handling, both about even. Delivery, both about even. Mobility, both about even. Pocket presence, both about even. Touch, both about even. Here's where it starts to get sticky. When it comes down to footwork, I think that Eric Williams is a step above Garnett right now. His footwork is extremely clean. His body movements, he has no wasted movements in his passing mechanics and in his delivery. When it comes to arm strength, let's go ahead and wrap that up into arm talent more so than just arm strength. I think that the arm talent of Eric Williams is slightly better than Garnett's. Highlanders, listen, that is hard for me to say. And I know you're not going to like it, and I'll get the flack, but obviously we're comparing apples to another really good apple, so we got to see which one is a little bit shinier when you're talking about 2 of the best in your county. So being behind one is not necessarily such a terrible thing, but I know you'd like to be in front of the other. But the footwork and the arm talent of Williams is outstanding. The arm talent and footwork for Garnett is a lowercase outstanding. All right? So if we're going to just use those evaluation categories and not expand anymore, because I don't want to tell you the whole secret sauce when we're evaluating quarterbacks, but those primary 7 to 8 categories, Eric Williams is going to get the slight nudge over Garnett at Lake Wales. So right now, the best quarterback prospect in Polk County is the Blue Devils Winter Haven's own, Eric Williams.